Good morning, dear partner. Thank you so much for joining the Gurtam meetup. We're excited to be back with a new season and have something very special for you today. Good morning, dear partners. Thank you so much for joining the Gurtam meetup. We're excited to be back with a new season and we have something very special for you today. We will be speaking about sales techniques used to enhance business opportunities in video telematics. Since the start of COVID-19 pandemic, all of our events are virtual, but we will continue to stay connected with our partner community. My name is Gozelia. I'm Business Development Manager in North America, Wialon Division, and today I will be your host. Today we invited experts from North America, Latin America, and Africa who demonstrate advanced use of video solutions, and we are happy to introduce our guests today. So Juan Miguel Samano from STTM.
Hi, morning.
From Southwind GPS, Anthony Wheat. It's 8 a.m. Central Time for Anthony, so thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us so early. How are you today?
Hello, everybody. Hello. Good morning.
And our third guest today is with 3D Services Limited, Timothy Wampamwanda. Excited to have you with us today.
Hi. Hello.
For those of you who are watching us, please feel free to ask your questions in our chat. I'll be checking it from time to time to answer all the questions. So now let's start with a small introduction. According to Berg Insight researchers, the integration of cameras is one of the most important trends in the fleet telematics center. Berg Insight has found that the installed base of active video telematics systems in North America reached almost 1.6 million units in 2019. Growing at a compound annual growth rate of 15%, the active installed base is forecasted to reach more than 3.2 million units in North America alone by 2024. In Europe, the installed base of active video telematics system was less than 500,000 back in 2019, and growing at the annual rate of 16%, it's expected to reach 1 million video telematics systems in Europe by 2024. Now, let's get back to our guests. So what do you think about these projections? How would you assess the market potential in the video telematics?
I guess as far as in the U.S., I mean, I see the potential growth. I mean, we've kind of on our side, we've kind of really, I guess, focused more now on the on the video solution. We have more customers asking about it. I mean, one thing is what I've seen is from being in this business for quite some time is that first of all the cost of ownership has come down versus years ago, and the
Right.
monthly cost. Now it's very affordable for majority of the customers. And two, now I mean, here in the United States, it is what it is. It's more of a protecting your brand because now lawsuits are, and everything. So we see more of it. We have more requests, and it's more of a stickier solution versus just a standard GPS. Because you have more money invested in this product, and two, just the having the ability to, like I said, protect your brand. So we have more customers staying with us a lot longer. So yeah. So with
Right.
using those numbers, I see that the growth.
Correct. And then, so let's get back to our questions. So the first questions I had, we all know that people are very overloaded with information now, and clients expect a very short, comprehensive information on any service we provide, and video solution is no exception. So do you have any kind of elevator pitch that you use for your customers to give them a brief overview of video solution you provide for them?
Yeah, we try to offer more than just the plain video. Now we are using artificial intelligence to recognize faces against against people who try to rob at the convenience store, for example. If some of those guys access to the store, the alarm trigger send to a signal to the guard in the store. It's not just the video to take the image. Now we're processing the images. We are just deployed. We have a deployment for 300 stores in Mexico that we
Mm-hmm.
analyze how many adults, how many kids. We detect if they have bags, if they how much time they spend inside the store, how many doors they open,
Right.
in which line they pay, and we get all the data, we process that, and we send it to our customers. And in the mobile video systems, where actually we're offering the same kind of service, like OCR recognition also. And we believe
Mm-hmm.
that we need to offer more value added services than the video. That's the difference for us. We believe that we need to be in blue oceans instead of competing with prices with our competitors. We prefer uh, we, we prefer to have service that are totally different than our competition, and I think that's the way to follow.
Yeah, sounds amazing. And then, so it's a very, I think it's a very American concept of pitching your, solution or your company. I wanted to ask specifically, Anthony, like, what do you say to your customers when they say, "Oh, give me like two sentences about your video solution"? What do you normally tell them?
Well, I mean, with us, I mean, our thing is, I guess, our claim to fame versus the competitors. First of all, you got to know what your competitors are doing, competition.
Mm-hmm.
But our biggest thing is having the ability to live stream the video in. So we have that ability to live stream the video. I would say probably 90% of our competitors does not do that. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
have the 90-day cloud storage that we offer. So, if anything, triggers. But that's the biggest thing. I mean, we don't. I'm kind of like Kiwi just mentioned. There is, I really don't try to go on there and win it on price. But
Mm-hmm.
mainly what I kind of approach is, it's all real time. Have the ability to live stream video on demand when the truck is or vehicle is still out there, and it's all events are held in the cloud for 90 days, and then that event can be emailed to you right then and there. So
Got it. Got it. Okay, let me move on to the next question. So, speaking about where a video solution is being used, could you elaborate more on what kind of market verticals are you currently working with, and where is video solution becoming more and more important?
what I'm doing is more in the construction industry. We really see we're having a lot of penetration there. So when I say construction industry, is the companies that are paving the roads, paving our roads, and doing heavy dirt work on their trucks. Seeing a big uptick on that. Of course, the trucking industry. Now we're starting to kind of, it's always been there, but now we're starting to get more in that space, if you want to say it. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
we do some of the smaller vehicles, pickups and stuff for like some plumbing companies. But and then now we're starting to get into the space where we got some school systems that we're putting cameras on the school buses for us. So because it's mandated here in the United States, where the bus has to have so many cameras on the bus at one time. So now we're starting to get in that space. We have two school systems we're getting ready to roll out or rolling out cameras on the buses. So.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Timothy, Miguel, anything you want to add?
Oh, yes, our vertical solutions are offered to grocery stores, judicial systems, the police, and we're also in the food processor industry. We try
Mm-hmm.
to cover from where the live cattle is to where they kill them and where they process, and we have all in video. Actually, we have videos on the cargo that is a temperature controlled cargo, and we have the video on the premise. and we mix all the signals together and we deliver to the customers as a one channel, and they're able to see all the 360 degrees and all the companies, the logistics, the premises, and where the process of the meat and everything. And that's our main vertical. We are offering services also in the school buses also, but our main verticals are the industry related services.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, so let's pass on to the next question. So do you see any kind of unusual sales channel for this particular offering? How do you find your leads? Do you see that something is very different specifically for video solution?
Um, we got a customer that they're they have a fishing boat, and they want to have video on the fishing boat to control, the health of the people who is fishing, and they want to keep the video for 180 days, and they want to stream. If they need it, they want to live stream the video. But the challenge was the signal coverage. We have to use satellite signal. It's really, really expensive. And we have to develop some the trigger, the precise triggering to send the 10 seconds video streaming. And unless they needed to look it up complete, they're able to stream live streaming for that, and they're using like a 300 megs per month. Really, really, really expensive, but they paying that, and they're really, really happy. We didn't believe that we can go further with Gurtam, but we're there in the middle of the ocean, just taking videos. That's
That's,
unusual channel.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah.
yeah, that's very unusual, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I'm
Like that.
reminding that you can ask your questions in our YouTube channel. If you have any questions for our guests, please feel free. And meanwhile, if there is nothing else, so let's go on to the next question. So we all understand the importance of the first installation. Can you elaborate a little bit more on how to excel it?
And you're asking on the installation on installing the hardware. Is that correct? Is that
Yeah, because like it's a hard technology, and then it's not as easy as a simple tracker, right? And like, what would be the main differences in the first installation, and are there any tips or tricks how to excel it?
well? I mean, and I'm sure everybody on the panel will probably say, every job is going to be different. So,
Hmm.
because like for example, a lot of our companies that we sell into, they have a mixed fleet of trucks. So it might be a certain, a Kenworth and anyway, different types of trucks. So when you get on the job, and usually we have a couple of installers, of course, that go out there that we directly have a relationship with. So every install is different, but the concept of it is pretty straightforward because of course we sell the C6D, which is a three-wire install pretty much, and then you can add sensors to it, but it's a three-wire install, so it's pretty straightforward hookup. Now what we probably, which I probably didn't mention earlier about some of the things that we do different versus the competitors, but we sell the M1 device, which that device has the ability to do up to 5 cameras at one time. So so that's a little bit trickier in a way, but because what we're doing is we're actually putting a forward-facing camera, two blind spot cameras on each side of the truck, which are catching that video as the truck's going down the road, and maybe one on the driver and then one on the rear. So we'll put one like on the rear of the truck, sometimes on the back of the dump truck, where they can see, when they're dumping the material, what it might be. So in that aspect, that's a little bit trickier because you're having to run the cables and placing that.
Hmm.
So the process on that install usually takes about 2.5 hours to 3, where the C6D, the standard, is forward facing camera, takes about 30 minutes. So it's
Right. Right. Yeah, and maybe you could pass on the next question, which ties into the previous one. So, video solution and GPS tracking is a complex technology. What kind of difficulties do you face during the whole sales process? And maybe, Timothy, you could elaborate on this question.
Thank you. It's all about figuring out which customers can afford this solution because it's costly.
Okay.
It's not the average dot on the map, and it has other incumbent costs. For instance, storage of the media, bandwidth to migrate the media from the dashcam to a permanent storage such as a data warehouse. And because of that, the costs are high, and therefore the salespeople really need to sieve through their pipeline in order to have pinpoint accuracy on which customers to target. Again, it's about the prism through which you see the market. It's about your perspective, about your clientele base. Some people, cost is an issue, and to others, it's not at all. So it's about identifying those customers and explaining to them the benefits. And once you feel that they grasp them or that they appreciate them, then you take them through the sales life cycle because it can be lengthy. The sort of people who buy dashcams are not individuals. Usually they're B2B, business to business, meaning that there is a convoluted procurement process, and at every stage all the stakeholders need to understand it. So it's about explaining the complex concepts and then follow.
Yeah, Timothy, you're breaking up a little bit. Yeah, we have a little bit of a technical problem. So, Timothy, I hope you get
Indeed,
back to us very soon. Yeah,
indeed,
yeah. I think we are. I
yes.
think you're back.
You got me back, yeah. So I
Yes.
guess you get it. It's about packaging the dashcam products. First of all, not everybody needs high-end dashcams. There are market segments where a simple, low-cost dashcam solution will do. There are also market segments that are very serious about health and safety, about driver management, about driver, or rather eco driving in terms of harsh braking, aggressive acceleration, lane changings, overspeeding. They want to see the cabin, to see the temperament of the driver, how they were responding to the events. So on one side, you can have a tracking system that is telling you that there was harsh braking, but it's not enough for some people. They want to see exactly what was happening to the driver and how they were responding. So it's about identifying the organizations that have the budget, that have the pain and are willing to put that budget to that pain, and then simplifying the complex terms because there's bandwidth, there's SD cards, hard disks, there's MDVRs, and the whole terminology is a bit new to people who have been using um, tracking systems, basic tracking systems, dot on the map as I call them. The other thing is that we found that those who already have a tracking system from, let's say, a competitor, we have not excluded them from our pipeline. In fact, we think they are more ready to purchase dashcams because they are already in the mindset that they need electronic means of monitoring their fleet. Now, if you as a salesperson can get them to appreciate the benefits over and above the regular tracking system, then there's no reason to exclude that segment, which means that you can actually target the customers of your competitor. Traditionally, when we were only dealing with basic tracking, if we had that a company already has a service provider, it meant that we don't necessarily have a chance there because there's colossal capital costs of dumping your existing tracking system and the hardware associated to it in order to acquire another. But now with the dash cams, it means that a customer can have a tracking system from supplier A and then have a dash cam from supplier B, and the two can coexist in the vehicle, and that means that there's no need to exclude customers who are already, or potential customers who are already being served by the competition.
That's interesting. Yeah, actually, yeah. And Timothy, you provided a clip of one of your cases. Could we please, the technical team, can you please switch on the video which Timothy provided? Uh-oh. Ouch. Yeah. So Timothy, could you tell us about this customer? So before they use a video solution, first of all, like, are they more focusing on understanding the driver behavior? And what did they do before? Before they had a video solution, how would they track the driver behavior?
It was difficult before because we relied a lot on the word of the driver as well as passerbys or people on the scene of the accident. And most often, this information is not accurate, especially from the driver, because they will make claims that were not true. In the case of this video, the driver insisted that he was dodging a motorcycle, that there was a motorcycle that he was trying to dodge, and as a result of that, he lost control. As you can see in the video, this is not the case. So it's really frustrating to do root cause analysis of various accidents in order to train the drivers, in order to grade them in terms of performance, or in order to deal with insurance claims. In such a case, the driver was actually drunk, as per this video. The driver was drunk, he didn't have a seat belt, and he was driving way too fast for that corner. So without video telematics, it would not be possible to dig deep further and identify whether this driver has a case to answer or needs further training. So video telematics has taken the tracking industry the next notch up in terms of empowering customers with a playback to be able to decipher what exactly happened in order to complete the root cause analysis of the accident.
Right, and to avoid situations like this, because what it leads to is additional cost. And if my technical team can show the pictures of what happened to the car after, obviously it was damaged. Can you please? Yes, that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah, great example. So, Anthony, Miguel, anything on your side? Do you see any other difficulties during the sales process? Apart from that, it's quite niche. It's quite expensive. Is there anything else you see as a difficulty, specifically in this technology, in the sales process? I mean.
Um, our our main difficulty is to focus on the customers, because the customers, they saw a lot of movies and they believe that it's really easy to get video and it's really transparent to get all the quality. But when we quote them, okay, you want to see the video real streaming 24/7? Yeah, I want to have everything. Okay, this is the quote. Why is too expensive? Because you are going to consume 50 gigs per month with the quality that you needed. Okay, no, I want to consume just 5 gigs a month. Okay, with 5 gigs a month, you need to reduce the quality. Maybe we're able to storage everything in an SD card, and as soon as you get some exception, we can send the clip, and we need to educate to our customers. That was the main barrier for us. Now, before we send a quotation, we do a lot of questions with the customers. Okay, what is the main focus for the video? We're going to use it. Who is going to use it? And after that, we propose the correct quote, and most of the times we won the account. But there is communication. That's the main point to close a deal with the customers. Because if you don't open all the options, the customer could be, you know, you're going to charge you're going to collect the invoices and everything, but the customers is who is not happy at all. And we believe that instead of customers, we need to make friends for long relationships. Most of the customers that we have, there is 10, 9 years, 8 years, and
Hmm.
actually, most of them they're moving to the video also, and we're getting new customers from scratch. But most of our base video users is present customers, actual customers. But we talk a lot with them, and we prefer to charge the minimum, but with the correct services to them instead of open all the menu and charge everything that we can. We prefer to charge the correct service, and that's the technique that we use to get more video customers.
Yeah, great insight. It's
Contribution on
always a
that.
trade-off of, yeah, Timothy, could you repeat again?
Yes, one other tactic that we use, normally in the traditional GPS tracking, we own the SIM cards as the service provider. And because the bandwidth required to migrate media from the dashcam to, say, a storage server, in the event that the customer wants to keep the media for longer than 30 days when we are using a hard disk, we have opted to asking our customers to own the SIM cards. We've made this exception because the budget for that bandwidth is sort of elastic. There are many factors at play. It depends on the fidelity or the resolution of the media. The higher the resolution, the bigger the files, and that means that transferring them is costly. And sometimes the customer really doesn't care. They just want their service, so they don't care about your component bits and are broken. Is we ask our customers, do you mind giving SIM cards? In this part of the world, there's an issue with SIM card registration. It's a security provision by government. People were misusing SIM cards. So it's no longer easy to acquire SIM cards. You have to register, either as a company or as an individual. And I think that's common in very many countries as well. Now, we are asking the customer to give us their own SIM card. That way, when the service breaks, we check, and if we find that the problem is that the SIM cards have been depleted of their bandwidth or their data, then we ask the customer to pay, to buy more data. A good cash flow issue for service providers because the bandwidth is elastic, it can burn your cash, but also it puts responsibility on the customer and also gives them flexibility in terms of playing with the different resolutions. If they want their pictures and their videos clearer, then they just have to pay more. So I thought I would share that tactic about asking the customer to own the SIM card for the dashcam.
Yeah, that's smart. Also, the regulations change and differ across different countries, right? So you're always adapting your business to the region where you're working. Yeah, thank you so much for all those insights. And let me just double check that we don't have any questions in our chat. Again, if you're watching and you have any questions for our guests, please feel free to ask in the chat. And then we're actually wrapping up. And to wrap up the discussion today, I would like to ask a question which our business analytics team won't gonna like. But if you could request one particular feature of the video solution on Wialon, what would it be? What kind of feature do you think we really need to focus on and develop?
I would say, if you allow me to go first, is
Sure.
external storage, because right now Gurtam gives us, I think, 45 days or thereabouts, 60. I'm not sure. I need to check. But The point is, some customers want to play back video for 6 years or 6 months, to be more precise,
Mm-hmm.
6 months. In that case, we have to hire a third-party data center. Now, I know Gurtam is in business, and I don't see why we should be giving this money to some other service provider. It just introduces so many points of failure. Gurtam could just build a data center which is dedicated to receiving video or media from the dashcams and charge us for it. That way we deal with one service provider as opposed to multiple nodes, each one of which presents a point of failure.
Yeah, great suggestion. Thank you, Timothy.
Yeah,
Miguel,
yeah.
anything on your side?
Uh,
So,
Oh,
sorry, Anthony, you go first.
we're using. Okay, sorry.
go ahead.
Go first, Anthony. Sorry.
No, I was just going to hit on what Timothy was saying too. So I guess just currently what we're using right now, having like a 90-day cloud storage, have the ability to do that. I know right now with FT Vision, who we're using, I think they're using AWS to do the Amazon server to do the backup storage in the US. But yeah, having 90-day cloud storage, having that ability, we definitely need to have that. Also, too, a feature where when we're on the portal or the clients on the portal and they're actually looking at the vehicle travel, they can simply just take their the pointer, their clicker, whatever, and just just highlight over that vehicle as it's traveling or where it's at, double click, and have the ability to live stream that video right then and there, not really have to hunt for it, in the menu kind of thing. And then next thing would be, as these events happen, if it's a harsh braking, an accident such as what Timothy showed us a little while ago, have that ability to go when that event triggers and goes back to the customer's email where they could have it on their mobile device. So if they're out in the field, an event happens, it triggers, goes back to the email, and they're able to play that video right then and there. So that's some of the things we need to work on and do.
Yeah, nice thought. Nice idea. Yeah.
Maybe the other
Miguel?
thing I could add on, little bit trivia. Sorry, Miguel. Sorry. I'll wait for you, sir. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, I think the feature that we want to request to the technical people in Gurtam could be the some integrations with face recognition services, where now we have to collect the video and process and send it back to the service provider and get it back and send it to the customer. Maybe if Gurtam could be include that or provide the service with the integrated as a add-on will be great, because will be really easier to deploy the more services focus on analysis, not just the video capture. I think the market now is the analysis of the video to prevent instead of review after that. That's our main discussion now with the customer. They want to prevent when the video analysis, because it's great when you can review everything what happened, but just happened, and the customers want to prevent the losses instead of reviewing that. And I think that would be a great add-on if Gurtam could do that.
Yeah, that's a huge approach, right? Like everything is changing from being reactive to being proactive, and from being informative to being, like to be on the operational side, not just recording, but actually doing something about it or preventing. Yeah.
Right.
And Timothy, you had some other point, right?
Yes, I just wanted to add on to what Anthony said. Integration with WhatsApp media would be great. I believe everybody in the world is, at least this part of the world, very many people are using WhatsApp. And I think in terms of transferring pictures and videos from one phone to another or from one system to another, WhatsApp is sort of in the lead. So, as well as Telegram. If there was a 2-click, 3-click procedure to pick a short video clip and share it to your customer, tell them, look, see what your driver is doing, that would be great. But at the moment, we have to download the file. Sometimes it's not in MP4 format, and then you have to attach it to maybe a phone. It's a bit tedious. So
Right,
integration
right.
with WhatsApp media or other popular handheld messaging apps which allow for transfer of video and photos would be great.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. Great ideas. Let me quickly check our chat. So we've got one question from Marco Cabrera. So he's from Hunter, Dominican Republic, and he's asking how to mitigate the issue of signer loss. Uh, do you experience this kind of issues? It looks like a more technical question. However, do you experience? Yes, Timothy.
In Uganda, where we are smack bang in the middle of Africa, we're a landlocked country. Internet connections are expensive. Telecoms have not covered the entire country in terms of 3G. I think we have about 90% coverage for 2G, about 65% for 3G, and maybe 40 or even less, 30% for 4G. What we are
Mhm.
doing is that for every customer, in addition to the dashcam, we also deploy a regular tracker. These regular trackers communicate via 2G. So it increases the cost of the customer, but it ensures that in the event that there is no signal or you're in a GSM shadow, at least you can tell where the vehicle is. I bet in other countries where the telecom infrastructure is much better than in Uganda or in Africa, I think the dashcam on its own is enough to serve in terms of bringing in tracking data, playback of the trips, and the whole shebang, in addition to the features of the dashcam. So in our case, because of signal issues, because of poor coverage of GSM, especially 3G network across the country, we deploy two devices. So for every track that
Mhm.
we have a dashcam, we also have a regular tracker. That means two SIM cards,
Yeah,
two
that's smart.
devices, two subscriptions.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, I think that's all the questions we had for today. We've covered a lot. I'd like to really thank all of our guests for this conversation and for participating in the event. To our viewers, I would like to remind that Gurtam TV is the online platform for the Wialon community, where partners and the Gurtam experts discuss the burning issues of the telematics market. And stay tuned to get to know about our new episodes. You can find the recording of this meetup on our channel on YouTube. And the next Gurtam meetup will be on 19th of November at 5 o'clock Minsk time, and will be hosted by my colleague Ksenia Dolia. So Ksenia will speak about solutions our partner used to optimize their workflow. Also, if you have any topic you would like to discuss, please comment below. And I would like to again thank you guys, Anthony, Miguel, Timothy. Thank you so much for joining the conversation and for your insights. And goodbye, and see you all very soon.